Well, we should have a stopwatch, I think, but we haven't, so I don't know.
I've got my phone.
Will that do 90 seconds?
Yes. It has a timer, an alarm and everything.
Well, can you stop it if I ding?
Yes, I can.
Oh,
I can pause it and everything. Yeah.
Gosh.
I know, it's clever, isn't it?
You sure it's just a phone? I mean, why do people call it a phone? It doesn't do
So it's
phone.
90 seconds, is it? Sorry.
Yeah, not until we've done that. So.
Okay, so what's 90 seconds?
1:30.
That's a good start.
She's good at numbers.
I did get 94% of my maths, you know.
Yes, well that's nearly a half, isn't it?
Is it?
Well, half of everything is 10. Santa's workshop is very, very busy this time of year. It's absolutely full of elves and everything else, and they're all working away like mad, trying to get all the presents ready for the small children to be dropped down the...
Hesitation! There's candy canes and sweets, and Santa's wife, Mrs. Claus, is there, and she makes decorations and she knits stockings for the elves and the reindeers, and Rudolph comes to visit and has some cookies. And then they all go out for ice skating, and then they wander all over the forest, picking off plums and things and such from the trees. And they have a lovely picnic in the snow. They do like the snow at Santa's workshop.
Repetition.
Ah, Santa. How can you not say Santa?
No, it's snow.
Oh, I said Santa about 5 times. Then snow? Snow is what you pick up on. I said Santa 100 times. Could continue.
And well, when they get back to the workshop later, they all have hot chocolate and marshmallows, and they all sit around eating mince pies, and nobody ever packs the sleigh. And Mrs. Santa says, "Isn't it about time you got off your rear end, Santa, and actually packed this?"
A repetition of Santa.
Yeah, but it's in the thingy, so it doesn't count.
Is that one of the rules? I couldn't understand.
Excuse me, I'm sure that. Yes.
I'll give you that. Are you ready to go for 2 more seconds
Yes.
on Santa's workshop? Go.
And Santa has to get off his rear end and load up the... Got it.
Although I'm sure you use load. But
All
I
right,
don't have time to do repetition.
Have a point.
Oh, you made it.
No, you have a point.
No.
You have a point. Go on.
No, that's okay. So, well, if you want to make the most of Boxing Day, then I suggest you crack open a bottle, get out the snacks and the games, and have a merry time with somebody who you really like and you know you'll have a good time with.
Who's that then?
And also get hairy from dogs.
Yes.
And also play with boxes. Counting is also obligatory. Opening extra Christmas presents is always a good way to make the most of Boxing Day. And then you can always go shopping online and get some sales in Boxing Day sales. And
Sales. Like me, who was up very early yesterday afternoon, ordering all sorts of things like shoes and jumpers and
and you could wash your dishes, and you could also mop up the spillage of water from the leak in your sink. You won't be able to call the plumber and tell them that your sink is leaking, but you will be able to do that the day after Boxing Day when the whole world begins again after their holiday. And then you could watch a repeat of Downton Abbey and then not quite manage to watch the end of it because your friend comes to pick you up and take you to Boxing Day celebrations. But then you've always got that to look forward to later on in the night when you manage to stumble home in the dark after having too much of the bottle that you cracked open earlier. And then you will have lots of food and grab a pair.
Oh, well done!
Okay. Well, it's not always a very good thing to have to wear paper hats, and a lot of people don't like to wear the paper hats.
That's right.
Because, it's in the title, because they don't really suit their outfit, they clash with their hair colour, they're allergic to paper. Sometimes the paper actually cuts their ears, because paper cuts are particularly nasty, particularly on your ear, and at Christmas time as well, you don't want a paper cut. And then you also the crackers. And the crackers are always very nice and shiny, but don't usually pop or crack when you pull them because they're crap and cheap. And you never get anything in them that you really want. But the paper hat always gets broken and falls off, and they are pretty rubbish hats. And Hesitation. I've run out of it.
And basically they flatten your hair. You spend all morning actually trying to make your hair look reasonable, and then you go along and somebody sticks a paper hat on you and it all goes flat down the sides and nobody ever tells you, and you take it off and you get home and you look in the mirror and you think, oh my God, have I looked like that for the whole of Christmas? But nobody actually notices because most people are pickled anyway. If they're not pickled, they're too busy trying to fight their way to the oven.
Repetition of pickled. Two pickled.
Glasses on.
Oh. Well, the art of building a snowman is very good indeed, is very specific. So you need to make a big snowball for the body, but it has to be the right kind of snowy stuff for you to make the snowman. That's in the title. And
Hesitation.
I have a snowman.
Yeah. And it has to be the right temperature, because otherwise it's too slushy. And otherwise it's too hard, so you have to make sure that you've got enough as well. So you possibly would have to roll the ball from your garden into the next door neighbour's garden to collect more snow from then, and then possibly to the further down the street, and working your way round the houses until you can actually bring it back. Otherwise you may end up with a snowman at a reasonable size down the other end of the road, and it will be sitting in their garden, and you would have done all the work and they will have got all the pleasure from it, which isn't really fair. So you really need a proper snowy day, and you have to make it in two parts, not one part like in the snowman. Well, you know, not one like that. I mean, you can make a round one. I don't presume you can make a square one.
Repetition of one.
With different ones. There's a square one.
There's still a one.
And a round one. All right, go on.
Just like that count. Oh. No.
Force yourself.
Does anyone get a point for that? You get a point for that.
Do I?
Yeah. Get open. I'm ready. I'm ready.
The best ever Christmas present. Oh, do I have to talk about this?
What?
The best ever Christmas present.
Surely it was the one I just gave you. Don't break my heart.
The best ever Christmas present I ever got was a beautiful pair of blue earrings from my wonderful surrogate daughter Jill. They're set in silver and they're absolutely beautiful, and she bought them at Abernite,
Right.
where we went the other Saturday, and she asked what I would like, and I saw two pairs of earrings and some amethyst, which were purple, and would have gone with all my purple stuff, and purple.
Purple marble. The very best Christmas present I ever got was when I was a small child. I don't know what age I was at that point, but I was very, very into snooker.
Very,
Very, very?
very, very.
It's the same word. It's a phrase. It's got a dash in the middle.
Oh dear.
I didn't get to say anything about my present.
Don't worry, it won't be long. So she bought me this pair of blue earrings, which was really what I wanted, because I haven't got anything blue, and now I have to buy something
Blue. So I got the snooker table from Steve Davis. Not technically from Steve Davis, but it was his snooker table. Rhyming poem in the middle there.
I think that's amazing.
A spontaneous rhyming poem about
The
reindeer.
best thing about Christmas.
Yes, go for it.
The best thing about Christmas is probably the
It's
drink.
over.
Yes, and the fact that it only lasts for one day. Well, it only lasts.
Does it last for one day? Hesitation! That day was very long. The longest day. The best thing about Christmas is presents and Christmas
Really?
trees. But mainly Christmas lights. If there was only Christmas lights... Oh.
Oh, sorry, I nodded off then. The best thing about Christmas is the fact that after months and months and months of preparing for it,
Really?
and hours of tearing your hair out and screaming at people, that you wake up on Boxing morning and it's all over. And it's just disappeared. And I'm being very humbug and
Hesitating.
hesitating.
The best thing about Christmas is the food. I like food that...
I thought it was nice.
I like food. Particularly when it's cooked. And seasoned.
You're very fickle, aren't you? First 1 minute is lights, next minute is food. God, woman.
There you go.
Oh, wait a minute. The best thing about Christmas is the fact that it's gone for this year and we don't really have to worry about it again.
You win that round, Your Majesty.
Thank you.
You're only 1 point behind now. Helping out in the soup kitchen.
Ah,
Helping
ask
out in the soup kitchen.
Kev.
I say soup. In the soup kitchen. It's very important work for people who are in need, and very often very helpful charitable people from churches and different organisations will do this sort of work, and it's extremely important. And
Hesitation. And in fact, my surrogate son Kev helps out in the soup kitchen all year round, and he actually missed that part of my. Well, we had to put the coronation back a bit because he was spending up until virtually 10 minutes before the coronation was due at the soup kitchen in Dundee. I only hope he was helping out and not eating soup. I know he likes soup. He had a lot of soup yesterday. He had his sister's soup, which was carrot and coriander, and very nice it was as well, Pamela. She did it last year, I think. It's his signature soup is something entirely different. It's something else, but he does like my sweet potato and apple soup, which perhaps he would make in the soup kitchen had he enough sweet potatoes. Enough.
sweet potato. Helping out in the soup kitchen is something that I would really like to do, but I have never done. But my boyfriend in America has done it. Last year, I remember talking to him. There you go.
Oh, good Scott, she remembers talking to you. That's nice. Oh, what a wonderful relationship you have.
I was talking to him and they were making soup to take to the soup kitchen.
Is it time for something to eat?
Yes, I think we need to
I think we need to.
line stomachs with
Yes,
something.
something, yes. Why?
What? Why?
Playing charades. Oh, that will be a good
It's a
one.
cute little box, isn't it?
It's a good nice box, isn't it? Should I turn that off now?
Dong.
What's a ding?
But it actually says dong on there.
Well, I haven't got a dong machine. I've only got a ding machine.
It's only a matter of perspective whether it dings or dongs or bings.